Hi, everyone. My name is Sydney McLean, and this is Off the Stat Sheet, where athletes talk faith. And today I'm here with another special guest, USC women's soccer player Jordan Hill. And we're live. Thank you so much, Jordan, for coming on Off the Stat Sheet.
Of course. Anytime. I really wanted to do this, so I'm super excited.
Whenever I DM'd you, what was going through your brain and what made you say yes?
I would say, being in a podcast, honestly, it just sounded, really cool at first. I wasn't, I didn't think anything, crazy, who is this, DMing me? But yeah, I mean, I think I would just say, I was really intrigued at first, and just kind of, wondering what it was about, and, seeing and, hearing from, my other teammates that they, were gonna do it too and that you reached out to them, it definitely, sparked my interest, and so, and especially just, talking about my faith journey just because everyone's walk in faith is different, and so I think, being able to kind of give my perspective on where I'm at and, in my journey, especially just at a young age now, I would say made me want to do it.
Well, we can start by just talking about what faith looked like in the house and just your walk from there to maybe high school, then high school to college.
Yeah. I've always been in a Christian household. My dad was definitely a more prominent Christian than my mom was. Not until pretty recently, she's been really deep in her faith, but I would say my dad's always been deep in his faith. I would say that's just where he comes from. I went to private school from elementary school all the way to 8th grade. So I always had Christian principles. I would say it's harder when you're young to really be super deep in your faith. So I wouldn't say that I was a very, I didn't have a super strong relationship or strong connection in my faith. But I would say as soccer started to get deeper, I would say that's really when it started coming in, because I would say competition gets a lot harder. And when I tried to rely on other things, it really just wouldn't give me that fix that I needed. And I would say by probably sophomore year of high school is when I really started to take a deep dive into my faith.
And I wrote it down because I didn't want to mess it up. But you were ranked number 3 overall player in the 2026 class. That is in the whole country.
Yeah.
To be literally the top of the top. That also comes with pressure, I would assume.
Of course, yeah.
And so you put yourself there on such a high pedestal. How do you lean on faith through the pressure and through the stress?
Yeah, I would say, for me, my number one thing when it comes to just life in general, especially soccer, is just being humble in everything that I do. So no matter what kind of pressure comes my way, I know that me being able to rely on that relationship with God and be able to talk to Jesus about things and be able to just live in humility and just be grateful for all the opportunities that I get, it allows me to work even harder just at my craft and being able to seek every new opportunity with a good mind and a good heart and going into everything just with good intentions. And I would say being devout in my faith and really truly relying on that as an athlete is so important, especially for me, because there's a lot that comes our way. There's a lot that us athletes that we have to deal with, and sometimes we can go to seek other things, or sometimes I'll go to seek other things, and it won't help me in that situation. It won't help relieve the pressure or relieve the stress. And being able to just kind of settle down, be able to talk to God, be able to just rely on my faith, like be in my word, talk to the people around me who are also just leaning on their faith. Like that is what gets me through having all of those high pedestals, because when I think about it, it's like no matter how high I might go in life, there's something that's going to be higher than that. Like God is always going to be higher than no matter where or what point I'm at in my life. And so like being able to know that I could get to the highest level of my life and still it'll never be higher than God, like being able to like utilize that and just like praise him and ask, you know, for help, and just being vulnerable in those situations, because the pressure, it gets to me for sure, but it's easier to deal with when I'm able to just kind of live in that humility and just be like centered with everything. So.
Yeah, and what would you say are some of the distractions that you feel like sometimes compete with God's attention?
While I've been here, it's just like, you know, hanging out with friends, but using that, you know, as an excuse to not like be in the word or just say like a quick prayer, like those types of things. I would say, you know, the technology piece of it too, just being on my phone, like doom scrolling on TikTok. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Who has it, you know, like going to bed and wanting to get like a little nightly prayer in, but you know, I'm so caught up in laughing at my phone because I think that I'm gonna miss something, or I just can't get out of it, and it's just like, man, like
it's hard.
It's hard, and like when I realize it, it's like, why is it this hard? Like, why can't I just set my phone down for 2 seconds and just give a little bit of attention, like give a little bit of time, but I get so caught up in my own just wants and desires, and it's distracts me from just giving that little bit of attention to God.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. 100%. TikTok, Instagram, like
TikTok's probably the number one, to be honest. But
that does it, and then even for me, I'll be so quick to wake up, and my first thing is, okay, time to go to the gym. Like you know, it's like whatever the first thing is, it's like, why didn't you wake up and say thank you, God, for waking me up?
Exactly.
Like today's not a promise.
It's so simple, and yeah, we struggle so much to do it, and it's like why? And just I feel like a simple thank you can mean so much, but you know, I forget to do it a lot. And just like be grateful for the life that, you know, we're not guaranteed to have every day, like you said.
But I feel like the fact that we're aware of it.
Being aware is such a big thing, because it might not change in the moment, but as time goes on, that awareness is not just gonna leave you. Like you're gonna want to change it at some point, and I think like having that awareness can go such a long way.
100%.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, at what point did you decide that you really genuinely couldn't live without Christ?
Yeah. I would say junior year of high school, I would say. That was my recruiting year. That was just a lot. There was a lot going on. It was a really important year for soccer. I mean, it's junior year of high school. It's usually the hardest year of high school. Just, you know, things with friends and everything like that. Like, there was just a lot going on in my life, and I was training really, really, really hard for soccer. And I was making a lot of sacrifices, and I wasn't able to like keep that up on my own. And I would say there was a lot of outside pressure, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself anyways. And so my junior year is when I got baptized, like officially. And that moment was like, okay, I'm really ready to like not live this life because it was put on me, because I was raised in a Christian household, but because this is my own decision, because I'm starting to live life more independently. I'm starting to do things on my own, having to make my own decisions, and like knowing that my parents aren't gonna make those decisions for me every single day. Like I have to be able to want that for myself, and that's what I wanted, because I was realizing like how much more fulfilled and like content I was when I was just like reading my Bible and praying and being able to just like give those transgressions to God. Like that's when it was like, okay, yeah, like this is the life that I want. Like being able to trust in this person, this being that truly is allowing me to just like be myself, and guide me through those decisions that I'm gonna have to make. Like nobody else is gonna be able to do that for me besides God himself. And that's what like I realized myself that year, is like all of these things happened from my hard work, but I didn't, like God gave that to me ultimately. And you know, I earned those opportunities, but those spaces are given by just kind of those works and like being able to just sit in my faith and like trust God. And that's, I would say that's like that was like the big change for me, especially as an athlete.
And I feel like in high school, that's whenever we're weaving between
Exactly.
and I feel like friendships, like that's when you let go of people that, you know, freshman year, you're like, I love you so much. And then I feel like faith can really change your, like alter your kind of discernment.
It's crazy, especially with friends, because it's like, you know, you think these people are so good to you, or you think these people are the right people for you, and then you just start having more discernment over all of these things, and it's like, I'm not the person that I want to be. And when I'm not around you, I feel more like myself. But when I'm around these people, like it just breaks off that energy. And I would say like energy is a very real thing. Like you can really feel like if the vibe is not right, like that is God telling you like that's just not the people for you. And that doesn't mean that you have to cut them off completely, but like creating distance is such a big thing.
I relate with that so
Yeah.
much, because there's a difference whenever I'm with, you know, my household, like with Bible study with my friends. Like we can come home with that word and just dissect it and really talk about it and apply it. And you can't really do that. You don't always feel safe to, and like, you know, it's different.
Like my best friend at home, Maya, we don't see each other a lot, but it never changes each time we see each other. And we can have all the laughs in the world, and then we can have these deep talks where it's like we just open up our hearts and being able to just like dissect the word. And those are my favorite times, and that's my favorite type of people.
And that's what having a relationship with God, like
Exactly.
that Holy Spirit grows within you. And then
Exactly.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask, same way that you have these conversations with Maya, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have conversations like that with your brother?
I do now. Yeah. It's definitely been a journey between my brother and I. I would say like when we were younger, I was just that little sister. You know, I wasn't cool yet. I wasn't mature enough yet. So as I got older, I started to realize like I really wanted to have that relationship with him, and that was going to be really important for me. And I crave that relationship, but I also think my brother started to realize like I'm gonna miss a lot of my sister's life. Like I'm not gonna be there for a lot of these things, and I want to be able to be there for her, something for her. And over these probably the past 3 or 4 years since I got to high school, like our relationship just has grown and grown and grown and grown. And I would say now like our relationship is definitely the strongest it's been, for sure. He opened up himself to me a lot, and that really made me feel comfortable just in our relationship with each other, because I look up to him so much. Like he's such an amazing person, and just I'll always speak so highly of him and his accomplishments and just what he does day in and day out. Like his work ethic is none like I've ever seen before. And for him to have that and also be able to talk to him about faith because he has struggles with that too, like, and being able to relate to him on those struggles and seek advice in those struggles because he's lived that life. He's lived through high school. He's almost lived through college. Like, and just like having him as a mentor kind of, and also just that like safe space. We've definitely grown a lot closer, and I've definitely sought him out a lot more, especially in terms of my faith for sure. And it's really nice to have that. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm glad you get to talk about him.
Yeah. No, I'll talk about him all day.
So outside of soccer, because I feel like this is something that's, have you been playing soccer all your life?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So outside of soccer, like, who is Jordan?
Who is Jordan? Well, Jordan is a girl who, she loves to give back. I always want to get back to the community and just like be able to give back the opportunities that I've had because I've grown up with a really blessed life. Like, you know, really stable home, great family. We're all close to each other, great schools, being here, great school, being able to be paid for soccer, like all of those things. Most people in the world don't get to have that. And so I love to give back, love to hang out with friends, you know, just I call my mom a lot, because, you know, I'll admit, like, I miss them, you know, shop.
Have you done some exploring since you've been in LA?
It's been hard, but I have done some, yeah, but I want to go on, like, more hikes. I want to go see things, go shopping more, go to Venice, go to Santa Monica, go try new food places, like all that. Like, I'm a huge foodie. I love food, so I'm open to anything and everything. And, you know, LA has a huge food culture, so like I love to go try new things and just like kind of get away from soccer when I can, because I also think that's really important as an athlete to get away from your sport and like find yourself, because it's a struggle not keeping your identity as in your sport and like being able to find that identity outside of soccer and like what life would be like if I didn't have it. Like, I always want to make sure that I have that part of myself so that I'm not just letting soccer be everything. And I think of soccer as one of my foundations or tools to be able to just like preach God's word and show God's goodness and show his blessings in my life, but it's not the end all be all, you know? So
do you have any athletes that you look up to based on how they use their platform to talk about God?
100%. My very favorite athlete is Sydney McLaughlin LeBron. You know, beautiful woman, beautiful spirit, you know, breaking her own world records in and out. And just, she inspires me a lot because she's not afraid to talk about her faith. She's not afraid to, you know, lose, you know, whatever it is, an opportunity or a deal, because she knows that, like, okay, God's going to be there for me. Like, the right deals are going to come through. The ones for me, they're going to allow me to speak on my platform. And she's just not afraid to speak up about it. She's written a book about it, like, and she's just such a powerful woman in my heart that I just look up to, because I want to be able to have that confidence to be like, I don't care. Like, God, like, that's my person. Like,
I don't need to please anybody else.
Exactly. Like, that's the person for me, and it's my relationship with him. And he got me to where I am today in this sport. And that's how I feel like for her. And she just speaks so highly. And she's just not afraid. And I really hope to like continue to develop that and just not be afraid of any other person to speak down on just him or me, because it's just like, you know, it is what it is. Like, the opportunities are going to come, and I'm going to be there, and the right things are going to come my way as long as I stay steady in my faith, and I want to be able to speak out about my faith like she does.
Yeah, whenever you're talking about that, I was thinking about Chick-fil-A. This is such a random
I love it. Yeah.
But me and my mom, we talk about it all the time. Like, there's not too many restaurants who can close for a whole day and just be cool. Like, they take Sunday off, but that company is blessed.
They're so blessed, and
They
got
tithe,
good food,
and they
you
tithe.
know, yeah, trust, and like, I love it, and it's like, you know, one day is not gonna change everything. It's being able to just rest and be able to like give that to God, and it's just like a simple thing, and I love that.
Do you have anything that I didn't ask you, like, since you have the mic right there in front of
Yeah,
you? Like,
yeah.
is there something that I don't know, you want to get off your chest just about God or yourself or your journey that I wasn't able to get to?
I would say, like, in my journey, I felt like, and I still feel this, but I'm getting better at it. Just feeling like I have to do the works, or God's gonna be disappointed. God's not gonna want to talk to me, or God's not gonna love me. Like, and being able to separate the works from the relationship. Like, the relationship is being able to like trust and believe, and I think that fully surrendering myself, it's still a struggle today, but something that I've learned over the years, like, if I'm still holding on to like that one part of myself that I just don't want God to see, or I don't want God to talk about, even though he already knows what it is, he already knows what I'm going through, I'm not going to be able to fully like get through it and really sit with myself like in those problems and be able to talk it out. And I would say, like, for me, the most important thing is to build the relationship with God first, to be able to just have that trust and that foundation of faith first and foremost over everything, because nothing else really matters if you're not actually believing, like if you don't actually have that faith. And so for me, I feel like I've worked really hard on simply just having faith that he is real, that he is good, that he is doing good in my life, and that no matter what, I'm going to be set for life because I have God. And once I build that relationship, the works will just come with it, because I'm going to want to do it. I'm going to be motivated to do it. Like, it's more so like, okay, I'm talking to God. Okay, I want to learn more. I want to dive deeper into the word. Like, I just want to immerse myself in God because it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like myself. And not leaning on any other outside sources, but truly just like surrendering myself to God and allowing him to just figure it all out, and like just really having that foundation of faith, because it sounds simple, but it's not, because there's a lot of doubts that go on, and there's definitely a lot of doubts in my life, and I've had a lot of doubts, but it lessens when I know that everything's going to be okay, and I just have that foundation of faith, and I'm really grateful for that. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being real.
Of course.
Like, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. Thank you for saying yes.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is awesome. I love this.